What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and for all my American brothers and sisters out there, happy Thanksgiving. So yeah, the day I'm posting this video, it's Thanksgiving for viewers that are outside of America. Yeah, this is our national holiday here, Thanksgiving, and it's all about being grateful and thankful for a lot of things you have in your life, whether it be possessions, your livelihood, family, friends, so on and so forth. So I wanted to actually do something pretty cool today, and that is I wanted to do some Thanksgiving shout-outs. Like, I wanted to shout out a select number of YouTube channels or friends of mine that either deserve more love in terms of subscribers or just in general to say, like, hey, how's it going and such. So I have a select list here, probably about 15 or so, 14, 15 channels. Of course, if you guys who are watching this or aren't familiar with some of these channels, be sure to check the channels out in the description box. Some of these may not need shout-outs, but I just wanted to say what's up and all that stuff anyways. So, starting off with my brothers from Northern Ohio, Thralls of Metal. Of course, all of them. Nick, John, Joe, Josh, Ryan, all those guys up there. I mean, just awesome dudes. Of course, the past 2 years I've went and visited them. This year I only got to hang out with Nick and John, whereas last year I got to hang out with all of them except for Ren. But hopefully I can make the trip back up to Toledo a lot sooner and we can just go at it multiple days, because yeah, it's always a good time. And plus, of course, the channel's amazing. As I've said before, they became my inspiration for getting back into doing metal reviews back in 2021. So, yeah, I'm very glad that I have this channel in my life, and I will continue to be a honorary Thrawler, I guess, if you really want to say, since I did appear in a video with Nick. So, yeah, I will forever be an honorary member of the Thralls family. Next up, I actually wanted to shout out a somewhat new channel that I think deserves more subscribers, and that's Just Another Heavy Metal Maniac. He's really cool dude. Of course, I had him on for a couple episodes of the Metal Archivist show, which will return in January. I still gotta get some new people on the show to compete for the prize and stuff. But Just Another Heavy Metal Maniac does some really cool reviews, some cool videos about metal in general, and I think in general he deserves more subscribers. Like I said, he's a fairly new channel, and I think he should get more love than he already has. Next up, actually a duo of shout-outs up next. First off, The Dreadful Minutes. Good old Rick, who pops into my comments every once in a while, as well as in my live streams, whether Metal Archivist or just when I'm randomly on. Yeah, fucking hilarious dude. I mean, I can't lie, he kind of looks like a Pennsylvania Weird Al because of the hair, which, by the way, I wish I could have long hair, but my hair is way too thick for it, so I can't do it. But anyways, yeah, Rick, really cool dude, and of course, just very hilarious to have around. So, Rick, you're welcome. And then the next part of that duo would be Gas Masks and Hand Grenades. Good old Jeff. I mean, yeah, you still call me Eli, which I don't get, but that's neither here nor there. But Jeff's a really cool dude, and of course, I love watching some of his interviews. Like the interview he did with Dan Swano over the summer, I thought was really, really cool. And plus, hopefully I'll get him on Metal Archivist in the future, because I was going to get him on last season, but bad timing when he was not feeling well, so hopefully I can get him on for season 4 in January. But yeah, Jeff, you keep doing what you do, because you are the man. Now, the next 4 are actually going to be shout-outs to my fellow Shadow Cult brethren. First, someone I call my metal dad, because he's about the age to be my father, and we have a lot of similar opinions about not only music, but pro wrestling as well, and it's Mr. Scott. Scott, I mean, I'll never forget, over 5 years ago, I got introduced to you because of one of my racing friends, Jessica, who watched, like, Spaz Comedy and watched, like, their reactions to Epic Rap Battles of History, or watching his reactions, I should say, to Epic Rap Battles of History, and then saw that you were doing some, Scott, and she introduced me and saying that, hey, he likes metal and likes wrestling, maybe you should get in touch with him. And 5 years later, here we are, we're practically family, even if we have some differences in other things. But wrestling and metal is what brings us together. So, Scott, my metal dad, thank you. Next up, the youngest member of the Shadow Cult crew, and that's Boss Antelope 86. Of course, I think he should get some more subscribers, because he pretty much covers a wide spectrum on his channel. Like, he does metal reviews, he also does football streams, he also does, well, he used to, I don't know how much he's been doing it as of late, but wrestling talk. Basically kind of like how my channel was way back in the day. So, Boss, there you go. So, yeah, definitely give him some love. Next up, the other youngling in the Shadow Cult clan, and that is Horror Master Ricky, who I kind of call like my brother from another mother, and like my Latino brother, because he is Latino and from Texas. But yeah, Ricky, awesome dude. Of course, anytime I'm doing streams, I always get him on, because we always talk about music and wrestling and movies and other stuff. And of course, also happy late birthday, as I got him a gift a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, Ricky, I definitely hope to see more reviews and rankings from you in the future, because those are pretty fun. And then the final one from the Shadow Cult section, and for those who mainly watch my channel for metal, this may not be for you, but for those who also love pro wrestling will dig this channel, and that's We Are Pro Wrestling. James, I mean, I was a fan of his first, before I started doing videos in 2011. Like, when I first started my YouTube channel back on July 3rd, 2010, and James actually started his channel a little bit after mine, but he started doing videos earlier than I did. And he did some really cool, like, short, like, slideshow reviews. And then I believe since 2013, he's been doing, like, commentaries on stuff. Of course, his show From the Vault, I watch every single week, and it's always a good time. So, James, even though this Saturday, it's the one day of the week where we despise one another, because he's a Michigan fan, I'm an Ohio State fan. Like, we're cool, except that one day a year. So, yeah, there is that. But still, James has been a really good friend for many years, and happy to have him on board with the Shadow Cult clan. Next up is going to be a shout out to FCK.FM, who not only have a YouTube channel, but I also have Patreon, Instagram, Twitter, X, and their own website. Basically, it's a group of women that love heavy metal, as well as, well, shiny latex clothing and shiny black boots. So they're all about, like, combining sexiness with intelligence and a lot of heavy metal. And I've actually become friends with a few of the girls over there at FCK.FM. Really nice people, and their magazine is actually really cool to read. I need to get a shirt of theirs at some point, but yeah, great people. And yeah, if you were to ask me who are some of the sexiest women in metal, a lot of them come from FCK.FM. Great stuff. Not only a YouTube channel, but awesome Instagram, great Patreon, Twitter, and their website, where you can actually read some of their digital magazines, where they got some great interviews and reviews and so on and so forth. So, yeah, definitely check them out. And then next up is a shout out to a channel that I've become a pretty solid fan of over the past couple of years, and that's a.k.a. So she's still new into the heavy metal world, like she's only gotten into it over the past couple of years, but she keeps loving it more and more and more, doing reaction videos, review videos, rankings, so on and so forth, and every Monday doing live streams on YouTube. She's really, really cool. And I've actually sent her a gift before. It was Asfix's Last One on Earth. And as far as I knew, she loved the album. So yeah, it's all about getting her into more bands and more into the world of metal. So definitely check her out. I feel like a lot of the people who watch my channel know about her, but for those who don't, give her a watch. Next up is good buddy, the Just Joshin. So, yeah, Josh, who also has his band Morticide, which I did review his last album with that, and I thought it was really good. But yeah, Josh, really cool kid, really talented too. Like, he can play guitar, bass, does vocals, and very passionate about metal and hardcore and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, hopefully I can get him back for Metal Archivist Season 4 and see if he can redeem himself from the past. So yeah, Josh. Next three are actually some long-standing channels that I've watched for a long time or have become really good friends with the people involved. First, NNS Sports and Gaming channel, which Seth Cole has become one of my closest friends over the past 10 years. God, I can't believe it's been 10 long years. But, yeah, also a big wrestling fan as well. We talk wrestling, we talk movies, and oh my God. Even though he's a good Christian boy, he has sometimes a dirty mind, and he comes up with one-liners that only I could wish to come up with. But he's still an old man, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, he's not that much older, but you get the idea. But yeah, Seth, you just keep doing what you do, and I love you like an older brother, and yeah, nothing more, nothing less, other than just check out his channel for racing content, gaming content. It's always a good time. And then next up is actually a E-Fed a.k.a. wrestling show I'm a part of, Call of Honor Network, COH Network. That's a a.k.a. wrestling, for those who don't know. It's basically create a wrestler stuff off of like the video games like WWE 2K and such, where we create our own wrestlers and we play and we battle against each other in matches, but we record promos like as if we're wrestlers. So it's like a fantasy world of pro wrestling right there, and I'm on COH Network, the roster of COH, just as my name, man, I cannot speak, as my name, Levi McIntyre, the nickname The War Machine, because I have a pretty intense character on that show. So if you want to watch me do like promos where I'm trying to be a pro wrestler, check out COH. And there's also other great people a part of that roster too that I've become pretty good friends with for a long time. So yeah, COH Network, particularly the owner of the show, Travis. Love you, brother. And then my final shout out is to probably one of the closest people in my life over the past 7 to 9 years, and that's Kamikaze Games. Big, passionate fan of motorsports. He's also a big wrestling fan and a big metalhead himself, particularly more into industrial metal, but still metalhead nonetheless. I was fortunate enough to actually have hung out with him in person 4 years ago, whenever me and my family took a vacation over with our camper across to Spearfish, South Dakota, and he and I stayed at like a little campground room, and we had a good time playing video games, going to eat Mexican food nearby. It was overall an awesome time, and he's practically like my little brother. I kind of call him my little brother because he and I share a lot of similar opinions on a lot of things in life. And I feel bad for him because he's been going through a lot as of late, so maybe to kind of help cheer him up a little bit, for those of you who want to watch video game content as well as watch some old content of comedy or racing stuff if you like motorsports, definitely give his channel a shout out or check him out. Even though he has over 30,000 subscribers, he still needs some help because, you know, he's been kind of going through a lot lately. But yeah, definitely let him know that I sent him, or that I sent people to his channel. So there you have it. Dylan, love you, brother. And that does it for my shout-outs. I could have gone even more, but I felt like I was kind of long-winded a little bit at certain points, as you can tell towards the end. But the point of this video was to shout out some channels that I like or am good friends with. And of course, little Thanksgiving love, because I always love Thanksgiving, not only for the food, but also just to hang out with people, whether online or in person. And that's pretty much it. So we're about to enter the final week of reviews. I got a few reviews coming up this weekend. Got a collection update I'm going to be doing, and then eventually going to get set to make my year-end list. Then the Immortal ranking. There's a lot coming up over the next several weeks before the end of the year. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Keep your horns high and your dreams wet.
Thank you for your patronage.